I haven't played with clay since I was a kid. I bought some Martha Stewart Clay, but the textures that were in this clay reminded me of like fiberglass insulation. And I felt like I was being nuked or like radiated or I don't know what. And the dye that was in the clay was kind of like gross because it stained all the stuff that I was working on. So now my nice white backdrops or whatever are like stained. And I'm not really happy about that. In fact, I'm kind of upset about that. But you would think that all of this bad information about how it had like this fiberglass fibers in the clay and this terrible, crazy red dye, you would have thought that I would have stopped playing with the clay. But no, I totally went on to red, yellow, blue, you name it. I made all kinds of crap. And I recorded the red stuff for you. I did not make an ashtray or a pot. I made shapes, blobs, and stampy things.
Yeah, I start out by opening the package. I just play with it with my fist and palm of my hand and just smash the crap out of it. I take out my stamps and I start stamping the clay thinking that I was gonna get this wonderful impression, but you don't. I don't think that I should have flattened it in order to get a good impression. You'll see that I have to do it over and over and over again. And then I tear apart the clay and you can see like, I don't know, maybe you can't see it in here, but there's like fibers sticking out of that clay. And then I try to roll it into a ball and then use a stamp and then do it that way. And that worked way better than flattening it out first. And there's a cute little owl.
Who made me? I did. You're hilarious. That's ridiculous. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so then my next attempt was to flatten it out and then put the stamp upside down and then put the clay on top of that to get a good impression. And then I got this little ant dude that's like running around the place. I couldn't leave well enough alone and I grabbed the love and I made a little heart out of that. I just keep flattening it out, even though I know that that really doesn't work. I continued to make a crap ton of hearts and a bunch of little stars and hearts and all kinds of different things. You don't see it on this video, but I made like patterns and I took out my stencils and I did like a beehive pattern and a bunch of other stuff. And then I had these chipboards and I used those as stencils. And I cut up some lightning bolts and decided to make another heart. The stamping portion didn't really work very well, so I just start cutting things out with different shapes that I have and then smoothing out the edges with my hand. I just kind of looked around my craft desk and I pulled out different shapes to try and mock, and I decided to do a set of lips, and I'm kind of freehanding it here, and you'll see those little fibers on the lips. Oh my gosh, those fibers. The more you work with this clay, the worse it is, and I will never buy Martha Stewart Clay again because I just truly feel like my hands are gonna get intoxicated somehow. And I take out my chipboard lips that I bought the other day at Tuesday morning, and I just use that as like a thing to look at. And I pretend that I know what I'm doing, and I make these little lines on the lips to make it look more realistic. And then I move on to making another heart because those are super hard to do. And then I start getting more creative and take out some stamps, some just background stamps, and decide to make like rays of sunshine in red color because that makes sense. Basically, don't follow what I'm doing. This is purely for entertainment purposes only. I mean, that's the only thing that I could possibly think of at this point. It was the very first one that I did, and I'm not sure that I would do it the same way had I tried again. And I didn't record the other colors, so I do have one clay color left. I think it's the brown. So if I do anything with that, I will be sure to record it and maybe try and be a little bit more how to do something cool with it. But I have to first figure out how to do that something cool, because this, not that I'm dissing my own video, because I'm not, because everybody's got to learn, even amateurs like me. I guess I was so disappointed with the texture of the clay that I don't know if I really want to work with it again. I think if I work with clay again, it would have to be some better quality stuff. But I think I paid $2.99 for this clay, so you get what you pay for. Thanks for joining me today. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see what else I create other than clay things, shapes, or blobs, you should consider subscribing to the channel because I'd love to have you as a viewer. Until next time, love you guts. Bye!
I'm gonna put this clay-tastic clay on my crane-tastic cards for Cranes of Hope charity. Artist trading cards. Bing!